Hello, everyone. Welcome to Wellness Wednesday. So happy to be here with you all. I am here to do some acupressure with you all again. It's been, I think, a couple episodes now since we've done acupressure, a few Wellness Wednesdays, since we've done some acupressure points or some tapping together. And today, because I'm going based off of how I've been feeling actually over the past few days, particularly, but definitely in the past week or so, I have been feeling more tired than usual. Like, I'll be fine when I wake up in the morning, no big deal, go about my morning, but then all of a sudden I feel this big, heavy, tired sensation come on where I have a really hard time keeping my eyes open even though I've had my coffee for the day or just feeling fine a minute ago and playing, and then all of a sudden I'm just like, oh my god, so exhausted. And if I had the opportunity, if I wasn't playing and hanging out with my son, I could just lay down and go to sleep right then and there. So I've been working on getting my chi moving again in some different ways, and also using some points to help move the energy in my body and energize myself again. So I wanted to share that with you all because in speaking to some people, I realized I'm not the only one. So let's get to some acupressure. First of all, I know I've done this before with you all. I want to do some tapping on the face because I feel like it helps wake us up, especially. So we're going to get right to it. If you're watching, join me, do this with me, or just watch, kind of get a feel for what this looks like, and then do it again later, maybe while you replay it. So welcome. Make sure to say hi, drop a comment. Let me know also if you're watching this as a replay. I'd love to hear from all of you, see how you're doing. All right, we're tapping all around, making this eye mask kind of motion or tracing around our eyes. All right, and if you're feeling like you have a lot of eye strain or eye fatigue, you can take a minute after you've done that and take the knuckles of your fingers here, your index finger, and let your head rest right on the inner corner of your eyebrows, where the eyebrows meet, at the top of where the nose starts to form. It'll probably feel really achy or pressury, somewhat sensitive, so just be mindful of that. You're just using the weight of your head. If it's too much, you can lift your head up a little bit and just gently press if it feels too intense. All right, so as the circulation in the face is increased, all right, we've done that. I want to go ahead and move to the back of the hand, to large intestine 4 here. So I'm in this corner where the webbing here between my index finger and my thumb, along the ridge here that goes up to the index finger, where that fleshy part is right against the bone. So you're going to find a tender spot. It's right in the midpoint there, and you can press and hold. Either press and hold like I'm doing here, or you can come around with your thumb, or if you have a tool, which I've shared a bunch in the past, you can use the tool to press into the point as well. All right. Hey, Nina, welcome. So we're using this. Li4 is a really moving and energizing point. It's also great for pain anywhere in the body, but specifically it is the master point for the head. So we can, if you suffer from headaches or migraines, anything like that, this is an excellent point to do regularly, especially if you feel a headache coming on. Or if you can just do it for maintenance to prevent them as well. So find that tenderest point in that webbing and press and hold. All right, so we'll do these for about a minute. You can go 1 to 2 minutes when you do this on your own. And then we're going to switch sides. Making sure to breathe deeply. All right, and I'm going to switch sides. I'm going to do it with my hand this time so you guys can see what that looks like. So either pressing with your thumb, or you can press with your index finger, whatever feels more comfortable for you. For me, it feels more natural to press with my thumb, using my fingers to He's in your bed. My son's playing in his room. He's looking for one of his animals. All right, so now that we've done Li4 on both sides, I'm going to have us move to the front of the legs. And now this is a point, depending on how you're positioned, you can do them both at the same time. If you can, great. Or you can do one at a time, no problem. Works fine either way. But just to show you, we're going to actually have my card here that you can see. This is stomach 36. We're going below the knee on the outer aspect of the lower leg. So find the eyes of the knee, which is if your knee is slightly bent, it's that soft, the two soft spots on either side under the patella. All right. And so you place your index finger there, and where the outside of your pinky or your fourth finger lands, outside of the ridge of the tibia, the shin bone, is where you want to be. So you're going to press into that spot. You can either use your fingers like I'm doing here, or you can use a knuckle, right? So for me, in this case, if I were to use my knuckle, using the knuckle of my thumb is the easiest and more comfortable, or you can use a tool. And in this case, because it's a larger surface area, you can use, if you have a double-ended or a two-sided tool like this, you would use the larger end to press into this point. So if that's the case, if you're using a tool, you probably just have one like I do, so you would do one side at a time. But if you're using your thumbs or your fingers, knuckles, you can do both sides at the same time in this way. All right. Now you may feel some tenderness or sensitivity on this point. That's perfectly fine, perfectly normal. This is a great point for not only giving you some energy, giving you a boost, but it's great for boosting your immune system or supporting your immune system. It's great for digestion, helping your stomach break down and digest food and transform that food into energy. It's great if you're having sluggish digestion or need to get things moving. This is an awesome point. And you can either press and hold like we were doing. You can do these small circular massage on the area of the point, or you can even tap using your fingers all together. You can tap or peck this point as well. Really beneficial to do either of those. All right. So once we simulate this point enough, we'll move on. Got just 2 more points I want to do with you all. Maybe a little tricky to position myself, but I will do my best to show you on me what that looks like. So, and let me know in the comments if you're doing this live with me or if you're doing this as a replay, how you're feeling, how these points feel for you, what you're experiencing, maybe how you feel afterwards. Come back and tell me. Let me know if you feel a change in your energy once you've done these points, right? Especially if you go back and do it again later or do this, in the next couple days. Come back and let me know how you feel once you've done all of these together, this little routine. All right, so we've done stomach 36. Now the last 2 points I want to show you are on the lower leg and foot. So I'm going to reposition myself a little bit so that you can see what I'm doing. Got my pillow I'm sitting on here, and let's see if I can get my camera adjusted. Beautiful. All right. So I'm going to the lower leg here for spleen 6. All right. And so I'm placing the edge of my pinky over the highest point of my inner ankle bone. All right. And where my index finger lands behind the ridge of that shin bone is where I want to be. Give me a couple. Oops. Give me a couple minutes, bud. All right, so pressing into this with my thumb, or you can use your knuckle if you like. This may also be sensitive for some of you. This is a great point for boosting our yin energy. And you can sit, if you sit cross-legged, you can do both of these points, or both sides simultaneously at the same time. All right, so I'm going to do that here. You can do that if you like, or you can do one side at a time. If you're seated in a chair on the couch, you can just bring your foot, put it on top of the opposite knee, and press it that way if that's more comfortable. All right. This is a great point, like I was saying, to boost your yin or support the yin energy within your body. It is what we call the 3 yin meeting point. So it connects all the yin channels of the lower body or lower extremity, cross and meet at this point. So it's a really powerful point and really great for especially the ladies if you're having any issues or trouble with your cycle of any kind, whether it be irregularities or pain during your cycle, anything like that. This point is really helpful and just overall supportive of sexual function in both men and women. So, and like I said, boosts your yin tremendously. All right. Making sure we're breathing as we do these. We've got one more point to do together, so stick with me. Our final energizing point of the day so that we can wake up and get back some energy, whatever you might be doing in your day. Or if you're like me over the past few days where you just all of a sudden get the urge to just fall asleep while you're in the middle of playing with your kids, then this is much needed. So just so you can take a look, I'm going to show you a card. It's not the points on this card, but this is the only card in the current deck that I'm referencing, my Wellness Within Anxiety and Stress Edition deck. Just for image purposes, we're at the top of the foot and we're coming up between the large toe and the second toe. We're going to slide up from the webbing there to where the bones meet. So the 2 bones that come up from each of those toes, they kind of form like a little V shape or A shape once you slide your finger up from the webbing. And that's the stopping point. And you'll probably feel some tenderness or aching pressure sensation when you press there. So find that spot. Again, you can do one side at a time, such as I'm doing now. Or if you're seated on the floor or cross-legged, whatever works for you, you can do both of these at the same time. So that saves you a little bit of time. Not much, right? Because you're only doing each of these for 1 to 2 minutes. But if you're doing it at the same time, then that's 1 or 2 minutes less. So one thing I do like to do, though, I will add when I do this point, is I will also pair it with kidney 1 at the bottom of the foot when I'm doing acupressure. And so what that means is I'm at the bottom of the foot is right here. So when you press around, you can have one finger here and the other one hugging around the foot, and you're pressing both simultaneously. Surprised I could get my foot up there for you. But doing these points together, kidney 1 is very grounding, so that's helpful. Even though we're trying to energize ourselves, we still want to stay grounded in our day and in what we're doing, right? We don't want to be all up in our head. We want to be grounded. So energizing and energized in our body, but grounded as well, rooted. So making sure we're breathing as we do this together. And if you know anyone that needs a little pick-me-up, please share this with them or direct them over to this group. You can invite them to join us here in the Wholistic Me community so that they can join the live Wellness Wednesday episodes, or just tune in and join the community in general with any of the helpful information that we're sharing here. All right. So that was it. That was all of the points. Now remember, if you're watching this as a replay, you can use either your hands to do the acupressure or use a tool if you have it. Either is useful. The cards I was referencing or showing you are from my Wellness Within Anxiety and Stress edition. That is available to order on my website, as well as pre-orders now available for the Sleep Edition deck that is coming out very soon. I'm very excited about that. Thank you all so much for being here. Thank you for tuning in with me live. Those of you that were able to stick around or popped in, thank you so much. I appreciate you. And for those of you watching the replay, thank you also for tuning in. Make sure to leave a comment. Let me know how this routine felt for you, how it helped, what sensations maybe you experienced in doing the acupressure. I always love hearing people's reactions to it. So again, thanks so much for being here. Make sure to stay tuned for new episodes every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and join us here every Wednesday for Wellness Wednesday episodes. Thanks. Love you all. Until next time, stay well, my friends.
Wellness Wednesday.